today's video is going to be a little bit different from what I normally do. In fact, it's going to be very different from what I normally do. I'm not going to be working on anything. Well, not yet, I don't think. I haven't brought my tools with me, so that'd be kind of awkward if it is. But as you can see, I'm at the Great British Car Journey in Derbyshire, and I've been very kindly invited to do a bit of a content creator day with their Drive Dad's Car thing that they do, where you can come along and drive a lot of old classics that they've got and just see them, test them out for yourself. So as you can see here, I've got a Land Rover Series 2. I don't know how to review cars. I never reviewed cars. I just get them in, drive and think, yeah, it's cool. So I'm going for a different angle today because there's quite a few of us here. We're all driving different cars, but you're all going to kind of get the same kind of vibe. So I thought I'd go for something a bit different, and I'm going for Gen Zer drives classics for the first time, or something like that. I don't know. And you may be thinking, but Kate, you've got classics. Like, yeah, but my classics aren't proper classics, are they? You know, the oldest car that I've driven any length of time on the road is a 1990 Scirocco. The Lomax is a 1977, but I haven't driven that on the road. So instead, I'm just going to do this as I'm somebody who's never driven anything like this before. I've done a quick lap around. It's just sort of just to see what I think and watch me drive old stuff and think what it's like, because I can't review cars, I can't tell you anything about them. Most of you people watching will know everything about more than me about these. So like I say, this is the Land Rover Series 2, so we're going to do a few laps around it. I'll also be driving the Morris Minor Million and a Mini as well. Yeah, I thought I'd pick sort of iconic classic cars, you know, Mini, Morris Minor, and I just thought an old Land Rover because it'd be a laugh. So yeah, let's have a tool around. I'll do a quick walk around, pretend I know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of copying what everyone else is doing at the moment. But like I say, I don't really know much about Land Rovers. I know it's a Series 2. It's a fetching green colour. It's a smart little thing. You can drive this if you wish with the Drive Dad's Car at the Great British Car Journey. These door handles already confused me when I got in it earlier. Nice big steering wheel. It's nice and spacious in the back. You've even got leather seats. Now these seats don't adjust, but they are actually a perfect size for my little legs. So if you're over 5 foot, you might struggle to fit your legs anywhere, but if you are 5 foot, it's perfect. So I've learned that that's the start. You push that, you got your choke, and that's your ignition with your light switch. All the other buttons, don't really know. I'm guessing the wipers and things like that. But yeah, as you can tell, I'm not really a reviewer. I just fix things. So instead, I'll just drive it and tell you what I think of old British motoring, since I'm only really used to old German motoring. Right, we've changed location a bit now because we've also got Practical Classics here, and so I was flagged down as I was filming my driving video for a photo shoot. So we'll start again. Weather is now lovely, as you can see, but luckily the wipers work on this. Look at that, eh? Oof. Right, I think I've finally got the hang of starting this, so I'll put a teeny tiny bit of choke on because it's been off for a while, and then there we go. We're on. I keep wanting to reach for a seatbelt, but there is none. So whilst everyone else is doing nothing about, we'll do a bit of a drive. Now you may be shaking a bit because you are on a piece of glass that doesn't look like it's the most structurally sound things. But yeah, let's do a bit of driving then. Just a bit of rain never hurt nobody. A little bit now we're on the move. Let's go. It's a bit loud, guys, so if you can hear me. This is basic motoring in its finest, but you know what? I quite enjoy it. I don't think I'd like it out on the road. I think it'd get a bit bouncy and I'd get a bit seasick because I don't like pickups for that reason. But yeah, I drove a new Ford Ranger the other day, and I just didn't like it because it was so bouncy and it just felt so cumbersome and bulky on the road. just, yeah, not a fan. I'd say this probably rides better than modern pickups. So, give way here. Oh, yeah, no synchro for this first. A bit like the Scirocco really. The Scirocco has no synchro for second. I'm getting the hang of it. I thought this would be really quite difficult to drive, but it's actually not that bad. The gearbox is obviously a bit hard to get used to. And people always say, like, oh, the steering's really heavy, and obviously when you're not moving it is. Just make sure I don't run into any of these trucks, these lovely fetching pink trucks. But once you're on the move, it's great, and obviously the steering wheel's big enough for you to swing on it, and but yeah, I thought this would be really difficult and like to drive, but it's really not, and it feels great. Like I say, I don't think I'd probably like to do a lot of miles in one, but I reckon off-roading in one of these would be a big hoot. Oh, third's a bit stiff, I'm not gonna lie. She's a bit hard. We'll go back into second. The windows rattling really adds to the charm. The wing mirrors aren't really doing much for me, I'm not gonna lie. Can't really see anything other than the road. Well, not even the road behind me, but yeah, this is actually a lot easier than I thought it would be to drive. There's no heater in here, so you can see my breath a bit, but to be honest, like having such a workout driving this, I don't feel that cold anyway. But yeah, basically the camera shaking I think really adds to it, because you're basically feeling what I'm feeling, which is, you know, I think my dad told me that he very nearly bought one of these off his friend. That would have been interesting, but then his friend pulled out the last minute. But I think if you're on a long commute, the novelty would wear off quite quickly. It just, you know, really get the sights and smells of old motoring. I've got my air conditioning here. That's on or off. Yep. I've got two other cars I'm going to drive on, the Morris Minor and the Mini. The Morris Minor is the million one that we might have seen in the background. And the Mini's not here yet, but it will be. So, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this. Now that I'm getting used to it. And I love how the seat is set up perfectly for me, you know. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to go back in time when everyone was really short, before everyone started growing into really tall freaks, and cars now don't account for people who are very short like me. Right, so we're in car number 2 now. As you can probably tell, it's a Morris Minor Million. I would do an outside video on it, but as you can see, it's raining quite a lot now. I look like a drowned rat already. So we'll do a bit of driving, and if the weather clears up, I'll do a bit of outside on it. But to be honest, you've all seen a Morris Minor. It's just a Morris Minor that's, I mean, I'll put a picture of it up here, but it's just a purple Morris Minor, isn't it? So first impressions are the seating position is a lot lower than I thought it would be. I got in it and went, oh, I was like, but luckily, once again, even though the seat doesn't adjust and I am a bit far back, I can still dip the clutch with my leg. So we're driving a bit low today, but I'm sure we'll get used to it. I keep looking for side mirrors. I don't have any. It's very fogged up in here, but we press on. The clutch is very key. I don't know if that's a Morris Minor thing or just this specific one, but the clutch is very, very very keen. It's basically, I stalled it the first time I tried to move it. But actually the steering's really, compared to the Land Rover, the steering is really easy. And gear change is a lot smoother as well. The steering wheel is really weird to feel because it's so thin, but it's nice. I don't know if it sounds like the heaters are on. I have no idea what that is. I'll put my lights on because it's raining. Wipers on, lights on, and all that. That's the wipers. What's that? That's a choke. I don't need a lot of choke. I'm guessing that's the heater down there. Which is, to be fair, I mean, I can see how nobody else in the car would be able to if they were in it with me, but I can see, that's all that matters. I wasn't expecting the seating position to be this low. I must admit, I really was quite surprised by that. It's about lunchtime now, and the museum is actually quite busy. There's quite a lot of people coming in, which is nice. It's good that people are coming and stuff like that. Now, I have a lot of friends who have Morris Minors. I even hung out with the young Morris Minors owners at the NEC. We all went to Witherspoons together. That was a very interesting night. No, they were great. So I think it's about time that I actually tried one for myself. My next door neighbour, the one whose son I bought the Golf off actually, was a big Morris Minor fan. Growing up, he always had Morris Minors in the garage and stuff, but not so much anymore. I think he's too old for that now. He's got a Tiguan now, so he's a bit more sensible, but so far I'm actually really liking it. I can't really see a right lot because it's all steamed up, but it's all part of the experience. It's just it's really nice to drive. I don't know why people always expect old cars to be really rackety and like you're hanging on for dear life, but this feels really nice to drive. It doesn't feel like, you know, a car design that's what, 78 years old? Well, 70 years old, isn't it? It doesn't feel like a car that's 70 odd years old. Genuinely, it drives real. The steering is really light, which surprised me a lot. I thought the steering was, you know, but it's really light. The power delivery, I'm acting like I know what I'm talking about here. That must be the temperature, it's quite hot now. You know, it's smooth. I was kangarooing a lot in that Land Rover. I mean, probably my own fault because I'm not used to driving stuff like that, but yeah, this is actually really, really nice to drive. I'm really shocked. Not that I think that all Morris Minors are piles of crap. I never, you know, I never thought that, but I can see why people, you know, like Becca, I can see why she dailies Peggy. You know, this car is really comfortable. Bit of a downside to this one, the windscreen leaks quite a bit, but George does that, and he's, you know, he's only 33 years old, so it's a shame the weather's crap, but to be honest, I don't really mind a bit of rain. I don't mind a bit of rain at all. But like, look at this, I'm just like one hand on the wheel, letting it feed through. It's really nice. I'm really enjoying this, actually. I always kind of thought it would feel a bit, I don't know, hard work, I guess. But it's not. In the summer, with the windows down, a really nice day, not too hot, because obviously I've got aircon and it gets really stuffy and then you're uncomfortable and then you think, why the hell did I pick the Classic without aircon on a day like this? But yeah, it's really nice, and it picks up nicely. You drive it round. And the gear change is lovely. It's just really. I feel like that's a weird thing. Watch out for the pothole. I feel like it's lovely, but genuinely, like, it's so smooth, and I'm really, really enjoying this. I can see the hype. I can see why people love them so much. I mean, I feel like I sound like I'm someone who hated Morris Minors and I've now been converted. I've always liked them. you know, because like I say, my next door neighbour had them growing up, so I used to see them on that same driveway that I saw the Golf, and longed to buy that. I mean, it is absolutely pelling it down. We are at the Great British Car Journey, so it is Great British weather, but I'm having the time of my life with this little Morris Minor. Even with these little wipers, I can still see loads, apart from the fogged up windscreen, which I may have to sort of pull in now because it's getting quite bad, the windscreen. Oh, right, we're back. I've got a little... Right, I'll keep my little microfiber there. Ah, that's that bad. I noticed that the side lights were only on, but now the headlights are on. Right, now that I can see again, just about. And the windscreen is really leaking on my foot. But, let's go again. I'm not ready to give this back yet. I'm really having a ball with it. I don't care that it's raining. Let's go again, now that we can see a bit more. I'm really enjoying this little Morris Minor. I keep nearly pressing the brake instead of the clutch because I feel like, maybe it's just me, but I feel like the clutch is quite far to the left. And so I keep absent-mindedly pressing the brake instead of the clutch. And I did... The brakes work great, by the way, as I found out from that. We had to make another pit stop then because, out of all things, a wasp appeared in the car. Now I thought I had it on film, but it turns out my phone had run out of storage, so I suppose it's a good job the wasp came in, because I wouldn't have noticed otherwise. Anyway, after we offloaded our passenger, I think we should do a few more runs in the Morris Minor, and then go out in the Mini, which I'm quite looking forward to as well. I mean, to be fair, I'm not surprised that this place is quite busy today because it is the perfect weather to be inside in a museum. Perhaps not the perfect weather to be driving classic cars, but we are British, so I mean, I'm just, you know, like I said, it's a Great British Car Journey, and I am experiencing Great British driving, including the car jumping out first. Yeah, I can see why these were so popular and still are popular. You know, there's loads of them about. And I can see why they're a great starter classic because, you know, unlike the Land Rover, it's very easy to drive. Mind you, the Land Rover wasn't that difficult to drive, but, you know, I can understand. Perhaps someone who maybe isn't as confident or isn't as used to driving many different types of cars perhaps wouldn't be as confident in it, but... Right, the rain's finally held off a bit now, so I can show you around the Million in the lovely lilac colour that we're all in. And it's got the Million badge on the back. It's a tiny little thing, yeah. I got the trafficators as well. Like I said, there's people out there who know much more about these than I do. There's plenty of videos out there on them. I'm just sampling it as somebody who's never driven anything like this before, and yeah, I really like it. Let's have a look inside. Right, let's get their trafficators on, shall we? Ready? Oh, hang on. Put ignition on first. Ready? Oh, it's not. Okay, that one's not working. But this one is. So there we go. For those who don't know, although I imagine everybody watching this will know, that is what used to be your indicators back in the day. Seemingly only one of them's working. Oh. That one's oh, there we go. Just needed a bit of... Oh, that one lights up as well. There we go. Just needed a bit of help. Oh. Oh. Just needs a bit of help getting up, you know, it's old and all that. So yeah, here's a lovely white interior, which is still in pretty good nick, actually. Still very comfortable. But yeah, that low seating position really took me by surprise. I was quite shocked about that. But yeah, this is another one that you can drive as part of Drive Dad's car. I know the colour's not very dad-like, perhaps more mum-like. And to be honest, it doesn't have to be your dad's car. It could be your mum's car. Not everybody has dads. Could have been your mum's car. Could have been any kind of parent or guardian or anyone significant in your life who perhaps picked you up from school in one of these or had one as a runabout. I don't know if getting picked up from school in one of these would be cool or embarrassing. Maybe cool now, but might be embarrassing at the time. But yeah, that's the Morris Minor Million, the Great British Car Journey. I really like it. I'm a big fan. It's really easy to drive. I mean, I've always loved the way these look, but it is just really nice to drive, and even the steering's really nice. I like the door cars and the pull handle. It makes it feel like a race car. And your aircon there. But yeah, I think we'll get in the Mini next. The weather's a bit nicer, although it does look like it's starting to rain again. So we'll get in the Mini now and see my thoughts on that. So we're in our third vehicle of the day. This is the Mk1 Mini. This is probably the one, well, this was the first choice that I had, so I've saved the best till last. I have loved Mini since I was a child. Every time I saw a Mini on the road, I would shout Mini, much to the annoyance of my parents. I used to look at them on eBay, even when I was a kid. I always wanted one as my first car, blah 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 blah. But then, you know, by the time you get to 17, you realise actually it's probably not a good idea. They had already started to go up in value by the time I turned 17, and now they're still quite well, the early ones are very expensive now, but yeah, but never driven one. And first impressions of sitting in it is that it does not feel small. Like, it doesn't feel like a Mini. It feels like there's so much space. That's really shocked me, how much space there is in this. Obviously, I mean, like, next to the Wolseley, size-wise, like, the car feels small, but inside I thought it would be, like, really cramped and sort of, and like a clown car. It's not. It's actually really spacious. That's really shocking me. I mean, I know I'm a very small person anyway, so it probably wouldn't feel as spacious if I was 6'2", for example. But let's see. I did put a bit of choke on it. The wipers are working, which is good. It's still absolutely pissing it down. Oh, bring it up. Yeah, that's how. Is that first? That's second. First. Okay. Right. It does have a seatbelt, but I can't get it to fit me. I'm guessing it's for children or something. So it's kind of stopped raining as much. So we'll turn that off because it's incredibly annoying. And this is another thing that shocked me, is that my leg is like fully extended. It's not uncomfortable. It's fine, but I wasn't expecting to have this much leg room in a Mini. And I imagine that most normal heighted people probably wouldn't share the same sentiment, but anyway, let's give the Mini a go. How's the clutch in this then? Okay, not as keen as the Morris. Not as keen as the Minor, should I say. Here we go. That gear stick is... I've never experienced anything like that before. As you can tell, I thought it was in neutral and I started it and it was actually in gear. So that was nice. But yeah, I can't believe how like spacious it feels. I don't. Maybe it's just because I'm really short and I'm a really small person. And I'm finally in a car that's the right size for me. I don't know, but it just genuinely feels massive. I know it's not, but it feels it. I just can't. That has really shocked me. That was the biggest surprise. So the biggest surprise for the Morris Minor was the really low seating position. The biggest surprise for this is how big it feels. And I think it's because the dash, well, there isn't really a dash, is there? Everything's just sort of set back there in the bulkhead. So I think that really helps, because I thought it would feel quite claustrophobic in a Mini. I thought it would feel really cramped and tiny and a little bit claustrophobic or something, but... Oh, is that first? Okay, that's, yeah, there's not really any feel of going into first. You put it up there and just kind of hope that it really is in there, but the ride is quite harsh and bouncy, but you know, it is only a little car. Put the wipers on. Intermittent wipers, yep. There's a big pothole here. I don't want to chuck this down there. I might never see it again. This is, yeah, not what the feel of it was not what I was expecting at all. This is my first time driving any Mini. I've not even driven a new Mini. You know, I've actually not really driven a lot of cars. I've only driven my own cars, obviously, and vans. And whatever rental cars we've got on fleet. So like a Skoda Octavia, Seat Leon, Kia Sportage, you know. I've only driven either modern hire vehicles or my own cars. So this is my first time ever driving a Mini. Finally, after wanting one since I was a kid and being obsessed with them and just, you know, loving them, I'm finally experiencing a Mini, and it is nothing like I thought it would be. It really, really isn't. I thought I would feel like I'm in a clown shoe. I really thought I'd be like the guy from The Simpsons, or like Homer when he's in the tiny "Put it in H" car, you know. Those designers really nailed it, didn't they? You know, this is what I miss. You know, and this is, I mean, not to be like, you know, like, oh, I hate modern cars, they're rubbish, because there's a lot of modern cars that I like. I've brought my modern car today, my Abarth, I love it. But that is what is known as a small car now. And it is, to be quite honest with you, it's bloody massive. If I park this next to it, which I don't think which I might do, as a comparison, the Abarth is huge, it's really tall, it's massive. The sun's coming out now. Oh, turn that off. See, there's my Abarth there. It's taller than Betty. It's taller than Betty with the Ford Fairmont. Whereas this is, you know, I mean, obviously, I understand with modern cars now, there's a lot of like safety things you want because obviously there's no airbags here. So I am grateful for the safety technology that we have, but only the safety technology that's required. You know, like airbags, seatbelts, ABS, traction control. But you know, I'm not a fan of cars that beep at you when you're crossing the white line, because, you know, I live in an area where a lot of cars are parked on the sides and you have to go down the middle of the road to get past. And I've driven Kias especially quite bad for it, where it's beeping at me because I've strayed across the white line. It's like, well, I have to, otherwise I'm going to hit a parked car. And you know, I just don't like things. I don't like things telling me what to do. If I want to crash into a car, I will do. Thank you very much. No, I'm joking. But yeah, this is what I miss about cars being designed to be, you know, as practical as possible, to do as much as possible without making much fuss. What is it that Ollie Pickard said? I can't remember what the quote he says that the perfect car should be. Something that does a lot whilst doing a little, I don't know, it was something like that. He's much more well spoken than I am. But this is great. And again, it's another car that the seat doesn't move, and yet I've got perfect leg room. I just, you know, when people say, oh, I was born in the wrong era because they like 50s music or something. I was born in the wrong era because people are too big now. I'm too small. I should have been born in the 60s or the 50s, and everything would have fit me then. But instead, here I am with all you lanky people and your big leg room, and this is really nice. This is really nice. It's a car made for me. I feel so normal sized in it. That's so rare for me. It really is. It really is a fantastic design, isn't it? You know, because I know, I mean, I'm not good at car facts, but I do know that the hinges and the seams on the Mini are on the outside to give you more space on the inside. And fair play, they weren't wrong. I mean, it do be spacious in here. You know, it do be spacious. You know, because it's always that thing of like never meet your heroes. There's a car that you've, you know, loved all your life, and you finally drive it and it's actually a huge pile of crap. I'm sort of worried that if I ever got the chance to drive an Audi RS2, which is my ultimate dream car, I would be really underwhelmed by it, because I've heard they've got massive turbo lag, and I feel like I'm driving and think, well, this is crap. But do you know what? I don't think I would. I think even a crap car's good. Oh, is this Ian? I think this is Ian and his Reliant. Oh. Yeah, I have wanted to drive one of these for a very long time. I wanted to, because they have quite a few minis that you can drive for Drive Dad's car. They've got the original one, the Mk1 Mini, all the way up to, you know, the last one that they ever made, which Danny Hopkins took to Italy and back. It's currently in the latest issue of Practical Classics. And I wanted to drive the original one. I wanted to, you know, really get a feel for the original one. It would be quite nice to actually drive the last one, the last like Rover Mini they did now, and compare the two. But I really wanted to just go raw and original, and back to where it all started. And yeah, I'm a big fan. What I love is that there's so many different things that people do to them, and everybody knows what a Mini is. You know, even like non-car people will see this and go, "Oh, look, it's a Mini." Everybody knows what a Mini is. And they're just great little cars, and I'm glad that I finally got to drive one, and it is brilliant. Out of all of them, what's my favourite? I guess this, because of how much it shocked me. But I really like the Morris Minor as well. That shocked me as well, how easy it was to drive that. I like them all, but I do think, for sheer nostalgia and just the fact that I loved these as a kid, I think I probably have to pick this. Now that the weather's hold off again, just for a second, I'll do a little walk around with a little Mini. Very interesting number plate. But yeah, it was funny because I parked up here, and I went to get out of it, and you sort of forget how small it is because it feels so big on the inside. When I got out, I was like, oh god, yeah, I'm on the floor, aren't I? And so it's just a great little car. It just doesn't feel small inside whatsoever, and that has been such a shock to me. So yeah, when I was on about the seams being on the outside, in case you don't know, although the vast majority of people on this channel will know, these are all your seams and your hinges, and everything's on the outside to give you more space on the inside, and I can confirm that is a lot of space on the inside. It's just, you know, it's really sort of struck me how spacious it is inside, and it's a great colour, and it's just a timeless, you know, it's friend shaped, you know, it's just a little guy. It's just a little guy, little friend. Of course, now that I've started filming, it's absolutely pouring it down now, but you know what, I've started, so I'll finish. It's got this lovely tan leather interior, again, great condition. And the big old steering wheel. In fact, let me get in because I'm getting wet. And it's just this. So I'm 5 foot. Look at that. It's like the perfect size for me. It really is. And you've got all your stuff, like everything. All of this is set back, so it gives you a lot more space. You've got a little coin holder there. Got everything you could ever need. Your speed, your oil temp, coolant temp, and that's all you need to know. You shouldn't need to know anything else. Even the doors, like the door pockets, are huge and deep. I think this is also got a leaky windscreen. It's a bit damp in that corner, but yeah, it's just, even in the back, I can't get over how spacious it feels in here, considering how small it is. So yeah, I think it's safe to say the Mini was probably my favourite. Definitely a hit with me was that one. Thank you to the Great British Car Journey for inviting me down to have a little tool about in the cars. Like I say, everything that I've driven, everything that everybody else has been driving in their videos, you can also drive yourself around the same little track that I've been driving on through Drive Dad's car. I'll put the link and everything in the description. You've also got the fantastic museum with a cafe, brilliant cafe as well. And it's just a great, even like on a rainy day like this, it's a great little day out. It's indoors, it's heated, and you can just, you know, look at nice old cars, because the point of the Great British Car Journey is that it's to celebrate British motoring through time. So it starts when you first walk in, it starts off at the very beginning, and it just, by the time you get to the end, it's up to, you know, the modern stuff. And it's a great place, great location, and yeah, we've got a great little gift shop as well. You can get loads of merchandise, do a lot of Matchbox. I've had a good look through them. But yeah, so a bit different from what I normally do. This video might have been a load of rubbish. If you're still watching, thank you. Just thought, you know, I'd try something different. I don't think I will make a move to reviewing cars anytime soon. I don't think, you know, Stephanie and Matt have anything to worry about there. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Very different to what I normally do. And yeah, thank you to the Great British Car Journey, and you should definitely check it out. You should definitely visit if you're in the area, or even if you're not in the area, just visit anyway. Why not? You know, it's like you buy the Peak District, you buy Matlock, there's some great places nearby, so you should make a day of it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, whatever that may be.